Welcome to the Science of Getting Rich for Women podcast, where we unlock the secrets to wealth and prosperity. I'm your host, Jessica Marie, a radical money coach.
And I'm Amy Bell, master designer, brand consultant, and founder of White Lightning Communications.
Together, we'll dive deep into the scientific principles of wealth outlined in the Science of Getting Rich, ensuring financial abundance with mathematical certainty.
Join us for real, empowering conversations about money, wealth, and the mindset shifts needed for true prosperity.
Whether you're ready to rise up or already on your journey to riches, tune in weekly for insights that will elevate your wealth consciousness. I like what just happened there. Did you notice technically what happened?
Yeah, I did.
I think we should do that from now on.
Oh my God. 13 weeks and we're finally getting our act together, honestly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we are back with another conversation on the Science of Getting Rich, a book that is literally creating a micro movement of women owning, reclaiming their birthright of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And today we're going to dive into chapter 13, which is called Getting Into the Right Business. And I think a lot of the ladies, a lot of the listeners are going to resonate with this chapter because so many times, and I myself have also felt like I'm not where I want to be. I'm not doing what I want to do. Like I really want to do something else. Can you relate with that, Amy?
No, I cannot. I know. That was a bit abrupt. I apologize, Jessica. But I have known since I was 16 years old that I wanted to do what I'm doing. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew I would be doing something with my creativity, with my artistic talent. And thank God the Mac showed up because I can't draw a stick person. But I maneuver this baby right here like it's like my Ferrari. And so I've been lucky, I've been blessed. I knew what I wanted to do and I did get into it. Now, the method with which I'm doing it, I've done it in corporate before. I spent 18 years at Canada Law Book, a legal publishing company here in Canada, and loved it, loved the people, loved what I did. And then I was like, maybe it's time for a change to go and do something like entrepreneurial instead of with a corporation. So I that choice was sort of made for me when they sold the company, but I embraced it and love it. So yeah, I mean, on some level, I did know there was something different. Now I know I can't go back to a corporate space because I love this so much.
Wow, that is a big jump to go from being an employee to an entrepreneur. Now, you said your arm was kind of twisted in the sense you were kind of pushed into that direction, but it's a big reality change when you go from the safety and security of those regular paychecks to the entrepreneurial world. Now, I know many of our listeners listening to this right now are in a job that they don't want, that they don't see themselves in for their future. And I can relate to that because I certainly have been there. In fact, I made the big jump myself back in the summer of 2022 when I literally just up and resigned from my corporate sales job to go all in on my passion and this, soul-led business. And so this chapter is going to tie in perfectly with these feelings. I've got some highlighted notes here that I wanted to touch on because I always have to reference Mr. Wattles. His words are so powerful. So he talks about success in any particular business depends, for one thing, upon your possessing a well-developed state of faculties required in that business. He says, without good musical faculty, no one can succeed as a teacher of music. And without well-developed biology knowledge, no one can achieve great success in any of the health sciences. Without tact and commercial faculties, no one can succeed in mercantile pursuits. But But to possess a well-developed state in the faculties required in your particular vocation does not ensure getting rich. There are musicians who have remarkable talent and who yet remain poor. There are seamstresses, hairdressers, and so on who have excellent technical ability, but who do not get rich. And there are merchants with good faculties for dealing with people who nevertheless fail. The different faculties are tools. It is essential to have good tools, but it is also essential that the tools should be used in the right way. So that right there is, it really makes you think, because, we're told and we believe that we are all born with special gifts and abilities. And if we can use those unique skills and abilities to make a contribution to the collective, to humanity, then we can make a living and we can become wealthy. But that's not always the case, is it, Amy?
No, there's a term of starving artist out there that has been around for millennia because, we've always thought that our creative abilities were not worth a price tag. And so, yeah, we've got skills, we've got painters, we've got sculptors, we've got designers, we've got all kinds of people in all different kinds of industries that have these skills and they know how to use them, but they are not rich and they're not doing things in a certain way because we have it. For me, I had this tunnel vision that I was an artist and therefore I was not a salesperson or I was not a business person. And so I sort of ignored that side of my world. And so now being introduced to this whole concept of Wallace D. Wattles' work, like you've got to act in a certain way. You've got to do things efficiently. You've got to, visualize. And some of that was innate in me, but I also had to develop skills in order to make this sort of entrepreneurial world work for me.
Yeah. And he says that anybody can develop skills, but if you use the skills you are most naturally equipped with, then
Yes.
it's going to be easier for you. But anyone can develop the rudimentary ability to play an instrument or, learn some arithmetic. Like anyone can do that. So it really depends on what's your desire, because he also says that desire is a manifestation of power. Where there is no desire, there is no power to do the thing.
Right.
So
Is this the chapter? Is this the chapter that has the little girl playing the piano?
No, but that's a good story to illustrate this.
Yeah, because there's a story in here where there's a little girl and she says I want to play but my fingers won't, like I have the desire for the music. She's playing at the piano, but my fingers won't make the music come out right. And so I feel relatable to that story because I wanted to do something in art. My best friend, who you met this weekend at your event, Kim McNair, she's an amazing artist. She can draw, she can paint, she can make cakes, she can do it all. She, in fact, did most of my homework through grade 13 artwork. So I knew that I wanted to do something, but I couldn't get my hands to go right. I couldn't draw like she could draw. And so I'm going to take credit for the creation of the Macintosh computer because my desire was so high to be a designer in this way that I, thousands of years ago, aligned things up so that the Mac would come out right when I was starting my career, right when I needed it to come. And then I just pushed through and I leaned over people's shoulders and I bugged people until I learned it myself. So if you want it bad enough, you can actually create the tools that don't even exist.
Talking about creating and creativity, I remember you saying the other day when we were having a conversation about, most people don't even tap into their creativity. Now here you are, you were not good at drawing, but clearly you had a creativity in you. We all have creativity in us whether it's been suppressed out of us or not. But when we do tap into that, that's where our unique skills and abilities and our gifts are. And it's so fascinating how you couldn't see yourself as a creative in terms of, art and drawing, but yet when you give your, technology, a computer and graphic design, and boom, like it just explodes out of you. So isn't that, so I'm thinking related to other people who think they're not creative. We're all creative. I know the word creative and creativity comes from the word creator, which is within. We are all creators within our own creations. Like we are constantly creating, whether we are doing so consciously or unconsciously. This is a really interesting topic. I've got some more highlights here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for those that are thinking they're not creative, we have people who are creative with numbers, they're creative with business, they're creative with gardening or anything. Like it's just allowing people to access that part of their subconscious, their conscious mind in order to start thinking out of the box. That was a big term a long time ago and it's kind of stuck. Like get out of your box and start thinking creatively. And that can be a baby step where you're just doing a little visualization. Guided meditations also help people get thinking in a different way than what they're normally able to think about. Like we get stuck in ruts and you kind of start thinking about the same thing over and over. But if you can listen to guided meditations with someone else's version of creativity, and then that you go, oh, okay. And now all of a sudden you've unlocked something. And then making creative connections with other people. Like why would a designer and a money mindset coach blend together to create something that never existed before? So this is us using our creative mind. And so you can do that, like business people and money people and legal people, and you can come together with these weird connections. And now you just created something brand new.
Creativity is so powerful. It creates new worlds. I mean, you think of the Wright brothers, right? A couple of old bicycle mechanics. They desired to create something that was going to introduce all of humanity into a new kingdom, flying. And so many times those guys were told, stop fooling around. You're ridiculous. Like get a real job. And they believed in their creativity and their dream. To all the ladies out there listening who might be in a job that they don't really want to be doing, and they dream of doing something that they desire, something that makes them feel alive. I want to read you what Mr. Wattles says about this. He says, if you feel that you are not in the right vocation, do not act too hastily in trying to get another one. The best way generally to change business or environment is by growth. Do not be afraid to make a sudden or radical change if the opportunity presents itself. And if you feel after careful consideration that it is the right opportunity, but never take sudden or radical action when you are in doubt as to the wisdom of doing so. When you act out of the competitive mind, you will understand that you never need to act hastily because no one else is going to beat you to the thing you want to do. There is enough for all. If one place is taken, another and a better one will be opened up for you a little further on. There is plenty of time. When you are in doubt, wait. Fall back on the contemplation of your vision and increase your faith and purpose. And by all means, in times of doubt and indecision, cultivate gratitude. The competitive mind, the creative mind, two completely different planes of existence. We've been raised on the competitive plane. We've been raised to, you got to compete, you got to fight for your position. You've got to, climb the ladder and step on people to raise yourself up. And on the competitive plane, it's a struggle, and it doesn't feel fun because you're alone. You're not together with, in harmony with other people. But the creative plane, when you know and you really understand that what he just said there, you never have to be afraid someone's going to beat you to the thing that you want to do. Like, there is enough for all.
Yeah.
That's just so, like,
It's something that that because it has been ingrained in us as this generation, know who's your competition, know what your competition is. Even on Facebook business pages, you can check out your competition. What are they doing? How are they marketing? How can you use their analytics to help your analytics? And I say, just be you and go out and do you, because nobody else is doing you. And it doesn't matter what the competition is doing because you're unique to your particular business. Now, there's thousands of creatives like me, graphic artists. There's thousands of real estate agents. There's thousands of network marketers, but every one of us do things differently. And this is where I say, like, dig deep and find what's unique about you, and then use that to your advantage, because really energetically we're going to be drawn to somebody. Yes, there's 1,000 graphic artists out there that you could have chosen, but you and I connected and our vibe worked well together. Maybe someone else, it wouldn't have worked out well together. And I think that another bit about this is also, even if you're not in the right business at the moment, you can still visualize that you are and act as if you are. And so, you may be, a clerk somewhere and you have aspirations to move up. You can visualize while you're sitting there typing, I'm the president, or I'm in sales, or I'm in the creative department. I use that technique without knowing I was using that technique, because I'm sitting there doing sales for a legal publishing company and all I wanted to do was be in the design department. And so I just kept thinking, I'm not in sales. I'm actually in the design department right now. And I'm doing all these really great things. And eventually, because my desire, your desire could be so strong to get out of that position, outgrow that capacity, and move into what you really want, it does happen. Mm-hmm. It's a brilliant thing. The universe wants to help us get where we want to go. God, whoever you want to call it, is there saying, yeah, man, I want you to do what you came down to do. We gave you these specific tools just so you could do that. What are you doing in this other job? Like, I'm going to line the stars up so that you can actually get to be where you want to be. Just open your eyes and be able to receive it when I hand it to you.
Exactly. It's a means to an end. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're in a particular job that you don't enjoy and you don't want to be in, there are two ways you could go about it. You could be miserable and you could complain and you can whine and you can, just have this really negative energy while you're there. And it's not going to help your situation at all. But what Mr. Wattles says in the book is use it as a means to an end. While you're in that job, fall back on your vision of what it is you truly desire. Because if you truly desire that, the universe has your back and it wants you to realize that as well. Do all that you can do. Do the best that you can do. Be efficient. And you will be grateful. Be grateful that you have a job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can, and then you will be given an opportunity. There will be, some door that will open for you. And all of a sudden a light bulb goes off and you're like, oh my gosh, is this going to bring me closer to my goal, to my desire, to my dream? And if after, you've contemplated it and you decide it is, and it's a bold decision, don't be scared to make a bold decision if it's going to bring you closer to your goal and you feel aligned with it truly. Now, fear, of course, is going to come in, but
yeah, I think, if we had this queued up, it would have been good to show that video that you showed at your event the other day, the one with
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, but it's all, the fear is building up right before you're like, should I do it? Should I really do it? What if I do it? Like, what happens? And it's all built up until the point that you're ready to just jump. And then after you jump, you're like this, okay, I jumped. Now there's no reason to be fearful anymore because I did it, and it's perfect by virtue of me doing it. Like, every decision is perfect by virtue of you making that decision. And so you can't second guess it because there's really no point. So staying in the job that you've got and believing and thinking as if you are in a different job will help you get it. It will help the universe conspire to make that happen, saying that I'm ready, we've heard, while you're doing the dishes, think about that woman that you want to be. Think about, what she's doing in this moment. Like, your brain can't determine what's real and what isn't. I've woken up from dreams where I'm like, that just happened. And it takes me half the day to calm myself down from a nightmare, like,
Yeah.
where you're thinking maybe this didn't happen. So use it. It's a powerful tool for sure. And I put up that money mastermind, but were we too late for that?
No, today is day 5 of the free 5-day masterclass inside the Money Code Facebook group. If you are interested in going deeper into the science of getting rich, at any point in time when you're tuning into this podcast or this live stream, check out the group on Facebook called Money Code, the science of getting rich. And there you will find a free 5-day masterclass that dives deeper into this science so that you can begin to realize more wealth and more prosperity in your own life. And so, Amy, what you were just saying is it's just spot on. Hold the image, create a clear mental image, hold the image with faith and purpose that this is what you want, this is what you desire, and you're moving towards it, all while being in a constant state of gratitude for what you have and what is on its way. Because you have many things to be grateful for. And when you are in a state of gratitude, you are literally aligning and harmonizing with the universal law called cause and effect. That outward force of energy of gratitude to God, to the all that is, in reverence and thanks for everything you have, creates an instantaneous reaction back to you. So being in a constant state of gratitude for what you have, and with faith that there are so many things that are on their way to you, that are in the formless that you cannot see yet, but they are coming. That is faith. That is faith. When you cannot see something and you trust that it is there, it is coming, your life is going to completely change, because this is science. Like, that's what I love about this book. This is not philosophy. This is science. Universal laws are science. Amy, I've got a little excerpt here we can wrap up with. I know that this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today, folks, because it's a busy day, but we did not want to leave a week and not come in here and have one of our favorite conversations. So what I'll do is I'll wrap it up here with this quote here, which is so powerful. He says, "Remember that in the moment when you begin to hurry, you cease to be a creator and you become a competitor. You drop back into the old plane again. Whenever you find yourself hurrying, call a halt. Fix your attention on the mental image of the thing you want and begin to give thanks that you are getting it. The exercise of gratitude will never fail to strengthen your faith and renew your purpose."
Yeah. Okay. I was just typing into the post, making a comment of where you can get a copy of The Science of Getting Rich, the pink version that is under Jessica's name. And I just realized I put Amazon. Dang, I was doing it too fast. It's like a calzone, but it's an Amazon. So you get my point. The link is to purchase the book is in the comment section under this. And I really hope you get it. For all women out there, honest to God, it completely changes the energy of how we as women are absorbing this material. When you see and read and listen to she and her and woman, as opposed to he and him and man, it makes us feel like we're part of the conversation and we're not excluded from this science of getting rich. So it's like $15.99 for Canada. Like, come on, this is going to change your life. I highly suggest you use that link, go get a copy of the book, and then start to make notes and follow along with us and listen in. Jessica's working on the audio version. It's a high tech kind of thing, but eventually it'll get out there, and I can't wait for that. But thank you so much for joining us every week so far in our, 14 weeks now that we've been doing this. And I really love the conversation. We're just opening it up. Be okay with the word rich, ladies.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy. We'll see you next time.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Trying to outro. Technical. Bye, ladies. Have a great week.
Thank you all for joining us today on the Science of Getting Rich for Women podcast. Your presence means the world to us.
Before you go, we have a special request. If you found today's episode enlightening, please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps us reach more incredible listeners like yourself.
And don't forget to share this episode with your friends and family who are ready to rise to new levels of prosperity.
Before we sign off, remember to connect with us on Facebook and get yourself a copy of The Science of Getting Rich for Women on Amazon.
As we close out today's episode, remember how powerful you are. Hold strong with faith and purpose that you do get what you want, and watch as the universe conspires to fulfill your dreams.